Is this the future of electrics? Welcome back to a new video on the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are installing for the very first time a smart switch. So don't know if you can see that, but this is a 1-gang smart switch to swap out obviously an old school. Am I going to say old school? Old school, just normal light switch. So this apparently connects up to your phone, so you can control it by your phone. Works with Siri, iOS, Android, Alexa, Google Nest. So potentially, if you've got an Alexa set up, you can say, "Hey Alexa, turn my light on," which is very, very lazy, but it could come in handy in situations where... Oh, Alexa's gone off now. It could come in handy with situations that when you are sitting in bed and you can't be bothered, because we've all been there, we can't be bothered to turn off the light switch, we can just go on our phone or ask Alexa to turn off the light switch. So yeah, today we're going to be installing this and taking you through the process. So let's get into it. So this is from a brand called TCP Smart, not a paid ad by the way, we just picked it up from Screwfix and we're going to be installing it. So yeah, you connect it up to your Wi-Fi, you can set schedules, voice control. It requires a neutral wire at a switch. So the actual switch itself, which is this, pretty smart, sleek design. It has, obviously, see if you can see that. So it has a live out, live in, and then a neutral. So you do need a neutral at the switch. If you like old school wiring where it's only got a permanent down and a switch line back up, these will not work. So you do need a neutral at the switch, unfortunately. So in new builds, in this case, like we are installing it today in the new build, it's going to work perfectly because they've all wired the feeds directly to the switch. So let's try and crack it open and take a look. Obviously we haven't read the instructions yet because who needs instructions? I think we just put this in here and it pops open. Basically these two little bits, you just get your screwdriver in there and then it does actually pop open. So yeah, we've obviously got the touchpad. So we've got our two mounting holes which we're just going to put the 3 fires through. The only other thing is the depth on this. So if you are installing it in a 25mm back box, I don't think you're going to get away with it. That to me looks pretty much bang on about a 35mm back box. So even with a 35mm back box, it's going to be tight. So fingers crossed there's a 35 in there. So this is the switch that we've got already, a 1-gang switch. It's got the Tado Smart thermostat as well. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. Go check that out of how to install the thermostat. But this is the switch which we're going to take off. Get rid of these stupid caps. I hate these caps. I don't know why they ever put them in, but get rid of these caps, undo it, isolate it at the board and swap it over. Obviously with these stupid caps that these electricians put on, I don't know why anyone even puts these on, because when you're doing maintenance and you want to take the switch off, it's a flipping nightmare to get them off, isn't it? So the top tip of getting these off, electrical tape. If this don't work, it's going to look like shambles. But you just put the electrical tape over like that. Oh, take 2. Get the electrical tape and then you just put them over like that. Let me get better tape. Alright, so we tried another bit of tape but that didn't work. So when the tape fails, you just get the proper tool and you just get a knife and then you just poke it in there like that. And then what you do is you just leave them on the floor because they're not needed. We do not need to put them in. Now we can chill out a little bit. Now we've got the caps off. Now what we do is we isolate it at the fuse board because no one wants to get a bulb, do they? No one wants to get electrocuted. So we're going to isolate it at the fuse board and then we're going to disconnect it. Right, now we can unscrew it. Unscrew it from there. It's got a bit of paint on it, so get the knife again, the trusty knife, and just score the top. Because otherwise you peel off all the paint. So once we unscrew that, it needs to be unscrewed a bit more. So we've had the testers out, we're proved dead, we've got the switch off, double check it, show you with a pen. But I don't know why, there's 3 commons in here there should only really be an in and out and a switch line, really. God knows. But yeah, we're going to disconnect these. So obviously that's your common, that's your L1, that's your neutral. So we've got a neutral, so this is going to work fine. Like I was saying, the old build method, they don't have neutrals at the switch, so don't be caught out when installing these on an older build. What I've also done is marked up the switch line, because we don't want to be forgetting which one is the switch line and the permanents, otherwise it's not going to quite work. So what I've done is just marked it up with a little bit of Sharpie so we know which one's which. And then with these, very simple, unscrew the terminals. It's all marked up like we said, live in, live out. Your switch line will obviously be your load, your permanents be your live in, and then the neutral on the end. So we're going to undo this, get that second fixed, and then we'll check up with you once we've second fixed it and show you that. Right, so it's all second fixed. We've got our permanent feed in, we've got our switch line out to the lights, and then what I did, because it was an absolute struggle just getting 3 lives into that permanent, with 4 neutrals it just weren't going to happen, so I've just strapped over and then gone straight into the neutral terminal, because otherwise there was no chance. That was an absolute nightmare getting them in them small terminals. This is what I was saying about the depth of the back of the switch. So that is a 35mm back box, and with the connector blocks, that is so tight getting that back. That is a joke. Ideally, you need a 47. If you ever are installing these, or you know that you're going to install these, 47 all day long. It's so difficult, especially with the dry lining back box. The screws just about fitted, and then you got to try and put the screws in first, and then put them through the holes, and then twist the switch, and getting it back on the 35mm back box. It was that was a flipping nightmare, lads. Honestly, it shouldn't be that difficult. I think on a metal back box it'd be absolutely fine, but yeah, on a dry liner, that's a little bit tricky. But switch is on. So now we're going to get the front cover on, turn it back onto the fuse board, and then download the app, and then try and sort out how to do it via your phone. So I'll catch you in a minute once I download the app, turn it back on and all that. This is what it looks like on. It actually looks quite smart, especially with the Tardo smart system. But I didn't realise that. I thought it was all through your phone, but obviously you can manually override it. So that's then turning on and off, on. There's no sort of delay with it as well. I thought being a smart switch, there might be a bit of a delay, but no delay. So far so good. Let's download the app and see how that works. So I've downloaded the app and we're going to walk you through it step by step. So just add the device. We'll see how easy it actually is, because sometimes these things are never easy. Searching pairing mode, searching for nearby devices, make sure your device has entered pairing mode. Well, no, it hasn't entered pairing mode. Right, 2 secs. I told you it's not that easy, but that is what happens when you don't read the instructions. But apparently, turn it on and off 3 times and it should enter pairing mode. No. No, that hasn't worked. This is the only thing with all these smart switches and things like that. It's the commissioning after that just takes forever. But what the app is saying now, turn it off for 10 seconds and then turn it back on, and then press and hold the reset button on the device for 5 seconds until the indicator light stays on. Where's the reset button? Let's try that again. 3rd time lucky. None of the above actually. Hold it for 5 seconds. So yeah, let's try that again. Right, try again. Hold for 5 seconds. It's come up straight. Look, it's come up straight away. Alright, wicked. Connect. Choose Wi-Fi. Oh, you've got to put in all your Wi-Fi passwords and things like that. Right, enter the Wi-Fi. Entered the Wi-Fi, and then it's paired. I don't know if you can see that. Now it's paired. So, done. Switch. Oh, so then it comes up with this little switch. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like this little switch emoji. and then you just on, off, on, off. That is pretty cool. So yeah, now I can turn it off whenever, wherever. I don't know what the range is like, but probably wherever in the property as well. But I think you can also set it up with the Alexa, Google. I think it does say Siri as well. So yeah, you could do all that as well if you want to be even more lazy and not even get your phone out. But I'm not going to bore you with setting it all up with Alexa and things like that. Plain and simple on your phone. That is as techie as I will go. But yeah, pretty good. Looks good. Little bit difficult to install. Not going to lie, I could use a bigger back box. But if you are installing them on a job and you know they're going to be going in 47 mils, you won't have a problem. Is it tricky setting it up? Not really. Once you know about pairing it and how to pair it, pretty easy. So yeah, a decent bit of kit. And is that the future of lighting? Are people going to be having this more and more in their properties installed? Are they going to have it hooked up to their phones so they don't have to go over to the light switch? I don't know. Let me know. Drop a comment down below. But if you have liked this video and you found it interesting, hit the like button and I will catch you on the next one. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe as well. See you later.